Yo, what is up guys? It is your boy Chungus here with week 8 of Johto's Finest Pokemon Major League. I finally got my mic set up, so hopefully I'm sounding a little better. But we are going to be keeping it really quick this week. I am sorry that I did not upload this sooner, but we played like midweek 9, and we are up against an opponent from week 8, so it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Sorry about that. In any case, I also was too busy. I was with some friends at the time, so I was not able to record this live, and this was really the only time that worked. So it's just going to be a post commentary. I'm just going to give you a quick review of the team. I'm not going to really show you the opponent's team. I'll just like say what I remember about it, and then we'll get right into it. So they had like an Amoonguss, a Blissey, Volcanion, Excadrill, T-Tar. I know they had Swampert. It's a very threatening team, and the squad I built was against them. A Rodriguez too. So first off, we have here our glorious Slowbro Sheldon, a Spadef set this week, EV'd specifically to take Specs, Volcanion, Sludge Wave, and knock you 2KO'd by it after Rocks. They just have a very simple Toxic Teleport Future Sight Scald sort of set. Very simple, very nice, gonna work well. It's basically there exclusively for Volcanion almost, but it is a nice backup counter to Drill as well. Next we have Wambulance, which is just in general really nice here. Expert Belt, with this coverage, hits everything. Draco hits hard. We actually get Modest since their speed cap is legitimately Excadrill. They have a pretty slow team outside of Sand. So getting Modest is really nice. Mystical Fire for stuff like Amoonguss. Aura Sphere is able to 2KO even Choppleberry Tyranitar, and we are able to take any like Pursuit or not terribly invested Crunch, which is nice. Draco, of course, just drop a Draco, and then Psyshock is just to hit something on the special side. This is another really simple set, not too much to it, it just works well. And the same is here for our Obstagoon. Cofagrigus is kind of a counter, but not really, since it does take away our guts. But I mean, it also can't take a knock, so I don't know. Obstruct is just to make sure we get our Flame Orb, and also to potentially lower the defenses of stuff like an Excadrill or Stall Sand. But this coverage hits everything. Obstruct also makes sure we can't get spored by Amoonguss, and then we are able to 2KO back with Facade, which is really sweet. It's overall a really basic type of set, but it works well. I know I've said it's basic for like all the sets so far this week, but I mean, yeah, I didn't really run anything amazing. Next we have a Life Orb Clefable. It's really nice offensively versus them. We did have that plus defense just as a backup for stuff like Tyranitar, and that's basically it. But in general, this was just to click Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, Moonblast, whatever, and just do as much damage as humanly possible. And it does a damn good job of that. It's almost unresisted on their team, which is super sweet with this coverage. Next up is Cable. This is our basically exclusive Excadrill check, and that's almost all it's doing here. It's just take hits. It also walls their Blissey really well. Superpowers there for Drill and Blissey both. But then it's also just going to U-turn and roost around. Pretty simple. And finally we have Crimson Chin. I was going to run Heavy Duty Boots, and you'll see in the game I should have, but I ended up with Goggles because I wanted a Spore switch in for Amoonguss. I forgot that Gigolo kind of counts as that, which was my mistake. That was a bad choice in prepping. And anyway, Dual Stab hits everything really well except Drill, which, well, it is what it is. Roost just to get that health back, and then Defog is just kind of there. Because we needed removal, I couldn't fit it on Scizor, and it is what it is. So let's you know what, let's ignore all this. Let's ignore all this, and let's get right into it. So this was a pretty great game. I was honestly planning on potentially not uploading it, but I thought it was a really good one, so you guys are going to get to see it. So, we are on the wrong side, switch sides here. So, looking at their team, they did not end up bringing Amoonguss, which made me really mad because I prepped a lot for it, and then it didn't come. But, whatever the case, I believe I may have led Bro here, but we'll have to see. So they lead their Swampert, and I lead Scizor, actually, my mistake. Now, hope you didn't pause there, there's spoilers. In any case, so They led Swampert, I'm assuming, for rocks. So I'm thinking, okay, I led Scizor to get the Mega, so Drill can't set up. I've been doing that lately in games, leading my Megas, because I really need them. Anyway, so I just went for a U-turn here, and this told me that it was a Fizz-Def Swampert, which was really, really nice information to have. I also found that I outsped, so they didn't have much speed, which was good, because that basically meant Clef was probably going to outspeed, since Clef outsped our Scizor build. And I went Slowbro. Swampert can't really touch it outside of a Toxic. They go for rocks as kind of expected, and we find out they are lefties, which is good to have. Next, I go for a Toxic on them. I would go for a Scald Burn, but I honestly thought the residual would just be better in general. And they end up trading. Us getting a Toxic is really bad, because between that and rocks, it does mean we have a lot of trouble with Volcanion. But in any case, they go into Blissey, which, yeah, Blissey tanks anything from Slowbro. And I decided I wanted to put a little pressure on, so I went for a Future Sight. I'll be honest, I played around Future Sight really badly in this match, which is my huge regret here. I don't think I played this the best I could have. It was a weird game. I wasn't really thinking straight, which was my mistake. In any case, take a Volcanion here, and I go for a Teleport, which is kind of, oof, yikes. Because I should have clicked Toxic here, in all honesty. Blissey doesn't threaten Slowbro that much, and we were still in decent range. But yeah, Volcanion coming out here and us switching out isn't great, because this is our switch into Volcanion, so that's not good. In any case, I believe I was thinking, okay, between rocks and Toxic, bro isn't going to be able to switch in on Volcanion, like, at all. So I believe I went into my Arrow. I lied, I went to Clef. Okay, maybe I don't remember this battle as well as I thought. Anyway, I think that's more retrospect thinking what I would have done. In any case, we go Clefable and go right out for a Thunderbolt. They go Blissey, which makes a lot of sense. I played that really badly. Going into a special threat when we had our Future Sight going this turn meant it letting Blissey free, not only to take the Future Sight, but also our hit here. And now they have that switch initiative. So that was overall just a really poor play by my part going Clef. I should have gone Arrow or Latios, I think. Would have definitely been the right choice. Even Obstagoon is solid. Anyway, I go into Scizor, since it's really free versus Blissey, and they end up going for Thunder Wave, which I was pretty anxious with. Thunder Wave, you know, Paras can always affect the game. In any case, they go right out into Volcanion, which, yeah, fair play. It walls Scizor pretty well, and I honestly have no reason to click anything except U-turn on that Blissey, since I doubt they would stay in, which is what I did. I clicked that U-turn, found out that they didn't have all that much bulk. Then I go into Sheldon. Now, we don't really threaten them that much, or I'm assuming that's what they thought, because I believe they stay in here, yeah, and they click that Steam Eruption. 37, so we find out here that they are choice specs. I set up a Future Sight, since that's really my best way to hit Volcanion outside of Toxic, which again, I should have gone for Toxic here. That was a bad misplay. Another misplay was staying in my opinion. Getting the Teleport off was nice, getting the slow switch in, but I really should have gone probably Latios here. In any case, so with that string of plays, now Slowbro can't switch in on Volcanion, which is really bad. Crimson Chin takes the rocks, which is why I should have had the boots. If it's going to be my defogger, I should have the boots on it. But at least I have it in. I assumed that they would be scared of me and switch out, assuming I'd go for a Stone Edge or something. I honestly could have gone for an Earthquake, since they did end up going Drill, as you see here. But I did just go for the defog, get rid of those rocks as soon as humanly possible. I don't think they know this, but we have really no way to hit their Drill with our Aerodactyl. Sorry for the crit, by the way, on the Future Sight, but getting Excadrill tripped is nice, because now Scizor Superpower one-shots it, which is nice, and so does Mystical Fire from Lottie. Now, here we switched out, of course, since I was scared of, like, a Scarf Drill. We did find out they were Mold Breaker, which is surprising. They brought T-Tar, and then Mold Breaker Drill, which I thought was a little weird, but it makes sense. In any case, we just go Scizor, that's our designated check, and they go for right out for an Iron Head. This set of plays really made me think they were a Scarf Excadrill. That's like my absolute assumption. They are not Sand Rush. They came in so boldly on an Aerodactyl, so I was just like, okay, this is 1000% Scarf Excadrill. I just went for a U-turn on it, since I was like, okay, it's Scarf, then I can just go into Bro or something, and get some nice heals. In any case, I did go for a U-turn on their Swampert, which came in. Swampert's getting chipped down, which is nice, and we get to go into Bro. and get a little bit of recovery. I believe I went for a teleport? Yes, I did. Yeah, getting that regen is really great. And then I just go right back out into Aerodactyl, and I think I just clicked Stone Edge? Yeah, I do click Stone Edge and I miss, which is unfortunate, as you will see. That damage on Cofagrius would have been really nice. But they are going to go for a nasty plot here. I'm an offensive Clef, so I'm always going to two-shot them. Even Spadef builds with Moonblast, so I just went right out for it. This is a setup threat, and it's really scary, so I just wanted to get rid of this thing, get it out of my face. Especially since Clef is pretty expendable, I think, in this match. They didn't bring a lot of their slower mons. Clef was there to prey on. They do over half to us, and we do over half to them, but we're outspeeding, so they have to switch. They get threatened out. And so that makes sense. They do go Blissey. Honestly, I just went for a really safe Moonblast. I had no reason to do anything else, especially since I switch in pretty safely on Blissey. I believe here I went a Goon. Yeah. So here I'm thinking, okay, Goon takes one hit from Blissey, and no matter what, it's going to get its status, so I want to just break. I don't want to go into Scizor. Scizor's already at 77. I don't want to get it chipped down from like a Seismic Toss or something, because then it won't be able to take 2 Scarfed Earthquakes from a Moldbreaker Excadrill, and then we might just lose outright if we lose Aerodactyl. And even if we have Aerodactyl, it's just terrifying. So I end up going Goon, and they made the right play and went for a Teleport here, and they go their Cofagrius. Here is my biggest misplay of the entire game. So I'm burned, so I have that big attack stat, Jesus. And I'm like, okay, there's a half health Cofagrius right in front of me. I have literally no reason to click anything except not. Well, they went Cofagrius on Obstagoon. They had switch initiative, so they chose to go this. And by the way, this is baiting 101. If you are an aspiring Mons player, or even just a Mons player who doesn't know this, watching this, come on. If someone goes a Mon, if they have switch initiative and they go into something, you have to assume they have an answer unless they misclicked, in which case hopefully they complain about it in chat and you can figure that out. So unless this was the small chance it was a misclick, which you can't really assume, you don't stay in. Unfortunately, I did stay in, and I clicked knockoff. They were Colbur, and then Cofagrius with its like base 140 body press is going to bonk, get rid of Young Gigolo, and there goes one of our best defensive pieces, which destroys almost their entire team. Like, I kid you not, this Mon almost sweeped at this point, so that was the biggest misplay like I could have possibly made, and I'm in a losing position, essentially. Latios is able to delete Cofagrius, which is nice. It's at 8%, it's not doing anything. It did its part, got Clefable chipped, and it deleted Obstagoon, which was just really bad, and now they get the switch initiative again. They go T-Tar. Here I was expecting a Pursuit Trap, like a Banded Pursuit or a Chople Pursuit. I can't risk Banded Pursuit, so I just have to stay in. I have to click Aura Sphere, which I do. I click Aura Sphere, do 91% to them. I'm gonna go for a Dragon Dance. This really makes me think they're not Pursuit. Dragon Dance Pursuit would be a bad set. If they had Pursuit, they should have presumed I'd switch and click Pursuit, but they did not do that. So I ended up switching here. I was like, okay, let's get our asses out of here. And I believe I ended up sacking Clefable here since it was under half, and I felt like the rest of my team was more important. In the end, in the long run, this was, I believe, the right play. Tyranitar is just going to pick up the KO, though. Starshine is gone. There it goes. Thank you for your service and doing like 12% to Blissey. But now I have to go Scizor and pray that I do not get parried. I do not. They turn out to be Babiri Berry, but it does not matter. We do win the exchange, which that was pretty huge. I'll be honest, not getting parried there was absolutely massive. I would have lost outright had I been. Now they go Volcanion, which makes a ton of sense. I go right out into my bro. I should have calced better, honestly. I can't really take 2 hits from this. And there we go. Between Toxic and Sand Chip, I'm really just not able to wall this. So I switch out again, looking for some regen. I go Latios. Thankfully, I can't get burned. Well, I can by a Fire Blast, but it's a low chance compared to Steam Eruption. Here I just go for a Psyshock, which, yeah, and it does a nice 40% to Blissey. So it's a super spammable move at this point, so I'm thinking, okay, I'll just go for it again. They sack Blissey, which makes a lot of sense. It's really only there for Bro. And here's where we enter the end game, which is terrifying. So they go into Excadrill. I'm thinking, okay, this is Scarf. They are going to click their Moldbreaker Earthquake here. I have only one option, which is Scizor, just to take the hit. And I do that, We take 28% from it, and I'm like, okay, we need to roost here. If we superpower, that does eliminate the drill, but roosting is a safer option in the long run, so I do go for the roost, but I get paralyzed. What that means is we cannot switch in on Excadrill again with Scizor. We have to sack something if we want to do that, which is just really bad. So they get free Volcanion, they click Steam Eruption, and then they just click it again. It's a roll. I believe it was in their favor, so it's no hacks here. And they just win. And I'm thinking, okay, Volcanion can even take a hit from Latios. So this is gonna be tough. And I believe they do end up staying in here, and they do click a Steam Eruption, and they end up missing. Which was, you'll see. In any case, we Side Shock again and take them out. Steam Eruption would not have KO'd us, but if they had burned us, this definitely would have been a different outcome of the game, I think. I think just from the way it plays out, you'll see. Now, so they're of course going to go Drill here. It's really their best and only option. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta risk it. I gotta risk it for the biscuit. I go Aerodactyl, and they go for the Earthquake. So I'm like, okay, if this is Scarf Drill, which it is, then I basically just almost won. And they go for Rapid Spin. I'm thinking, oh my god, are you absolutely kidding me? They were not Scarf Drill. They are some sort of setup set with some sort of resist barrier, I'm guessing. Probably like a Aka or something. Oops, sorry. So, I go Cable. It's literally the only option I have. Me not knowing what their set was may just be losing me the game outright. I may just have lost for it. And I'm just like kind of pissed off. I'm like, I really just threw this. If I get parried here, it's just over, and I honestly kind of deserve it. I threw in multiple spots. Fortunately, we do not get the full bear. We do manage to eliminate them, and I'm thinking their Swampert's at half. We have a Draco Meteor Latios, and since they're Fizz Def, they are 100% dying to it. We know their item. Everything's in our favor, so I'm like, okay. We misplayed this terribly. We played Obstagoon badly, Clefable badly. We played Slowbro badly. We really played just everything badly. It was not good. So I go Wambulance. I'm like, okay, I feel bad, but let's finish this. And we miss our Draco. I'm gonna play that again. It's truly a beautiful turn. If we do know their full moveset by this point, and I believe 2 Surfs are enough to 2KO us. So they go for Toxic, and we miss our Draco. I'm like, okay, they went for Toxic, no crit nonsense. Ugh, whatever. I'm gonna click Draco again. I'm like, okay, alright. And so, of course, I do that. I click Draco. Here we go. And we miss a second Draco. And I'm just thinking, oh god, what if they crit Surf? What if something happens? Surf is only doing 14. The Toxic isn't doing enough. And I'm like, okay, this is serious. Are we gonna miss a 90% accurate Draco 3 times in a row and lose this game to the Swampert? I'm thinking, do I deserve it? I kinda did. In any case, I just have to stay in. I have to go for it. We click Draco a 3rd time. You can see me in chat being desperate about it. And we do thankfully hit, and we're going to pick up the 1-0 victory. Super well played to Joey. I'm almost certain in retrospect that was an Okaberry Excadrill, which means I didn't misplay as badly as I thought I did. But, I mean, regardless, this was not my best, I think. But I don't blame them for it, but it was just circumstance, I think, that really didn't help my case. But in any case, we are now 6-2, going into the last 2 weeks of the season. I should be uploading week 9 at some point this week. You aren't going to have to wait another 2 weeks for it. Week 10 after that. And then I'm pretty sure we've clinched playoffs, so you guys can look forward to that as well. We're entering a pretty exciting series of games, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you stay in tune.